Hello guys and welcome to my channel. This is Risha's Tarot. Before we get into the reading, I just wanted to advertise the stainless steel water bottle that's available in the description box below. This is what it looks like, guys. You know, okay? It's quite good. It's very good actually. Very sturdy, not bendable at all. I did say stainless steel, so it is a BPA free water bottle that holds 600 milliliters of liquid. You can put hot coffee into it or even a cold smoothie. It's an ultra retention double wall flask, and the metal water bottle comes with 2 straws. Voila. And a cleaning kit. So this one where you can actually clean the inside of the bowl. I'll just show you quick. Boom, boom, and boom. Literally. So it's quite easy to clean. And even it comes with 2 lids. So with the first lid is a bit where you can literally sip from. So if you can push it down, and then you can push it up. Okay. And you use this part of the cleaning kit to get into the sippy bit of the straw and clean. The same you would do with baby's bowl and cleaning the tea. Literally, boom, boom, boom. So very easy to clean with these 2 parts of the cleaning kit. And yeah, we have 2 straws available and 2 lids. How they look when you put them on, I'll show you quick. Boom. Okay. And with the second lid, boom. It also comes with a case, so literally if you're putting hot liquid inside, the outside, your hands can get hot quick, right? So the case is here, you can take it off or you can keep it on, it's up to you. But it also comes with this so you can hold it, So if you don't want to hold it from here, you can literally hold it from here. Okay. So, it's quite useful, guys. It's very useful, It's not just an average water bottle. It has its benefits, It's 100% leak proof. Each lid locks the liquid securely in the bottle, and the vacuum flask keeps your bottle dry on the outside. And you can keep hot drinks in the bottle for up to 12 hours and cold drinks in the bottle for up to 24 hours. And it is a reusable water bottle. Okay, guys, so if you would like this water bottle, if it interests you, the details on how to purchase it are in the description box below. But now I'm going to get into the reading. Hello, guys, I'm back. So, let me explain myself. I know I don't really have to, but it's just so you understand why I was away for like 11 days. So, there's just a lot that's just been going on. Good stuff, but I've literally been working so hard. So, like crack of dawn, waking up to work to come back really late. Do you know what I mean? So I've just been so busy. But guess what? I'm going to try and be consistent on this channel. I said this before, so yes. This is a pick a card reading on what is my reputation and how do people see me. I did this a couple months ago, I think. But let's see how people see you. So we have 3 piles. We have pile number 1 with the Jack of Hearts, pile number 2 with the 4 of Wands, and pile number 3 with the 6 of Cups. So I'll give you a minute to choose your pile. Okay, we're gonna get into it, guys. Don't watch my fingernails. Yeah, let me explain myself. I was eating curry, and you know when you eat curry, yeah, your fingernails they basically go yellow because like literally, I was proper like I had curry go yeah with rice and like you know you're supposed to eat it with a fork, but literally I pick it up from the bone and you know what I mean yum 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 yeah. So it's actually stains my fingers a bit, but it is what it is. Let's get to it. So I'm gonna go to the Jack of Hearts. Okay. So, guys, what is your reputation? So, your reputation is that you come across as quite youthful, quite, some of you I'm hearing quite happy go lucky. Um, and the thing is, personally, you may not actually be like that, but that's just how you're perceived. Like, you're quite happy, you're quite, I can see here kind of outgoing. Um, some people might view you a bit as a flirt, okay, a bit as a flirt. Um, you may be good with animals, good with children. So when you do interact with animals or children, people see that and they're like, okay, I mean, he or she really good with them, you know. That's interesting, and people like that, you know. Well, some people, some people like that, so they see that. Either way, it's coming up as a good quality or trait to have. Um, you being so me picking up someone being a flirt, I mean, it's kind of good because you come across as charismatic and sweet. But then again, it can be perceived as, oh, like you're just someone that likes to flirt with everyone. And it might be a thing where, no, you're just a very good conversationalist, or, you know, you're just very charismatic and sweet. But like some people might interpret that as, oh, like, you know, pal number one, like, you know, they're a bit of a flirt, so watch out, you know. When you have partners, they might get a bit jealous because you know you could easily talk to anyone. Even if and this is really sad, but I'm kind of picking up. You know, when it comes to your friends as well, they might feel some type of way that, oh, you could try to take their man or their girlfriend, even if you weren't trying to do that. And it's not in a malicious way. It's just in a way of like it's so effortless. You could easily do it, and they're just kind of like, what is that, you know? Like they're a bit worried basically, but anyways, overall, as I said, like it's looking like a good trait. um I feel like people can talk to you and you don't come off as like authoritative or controlling. It is, you're just a very sweet person to speak to. You're quite good with empathy, so you can be quite empathetic when you need to be. But it seems like it's a natural trait for you to be empathetic anyway. So you can kind of understand why people are feeling a certain way, to some extent, you know. Now it's not the King of Cups, but is the Knight of Cups. So there's still some empathy there, but you keep it sweet, you keep it nice, you keep it light-hearted, and yeah. Okay, let's get to the next card. You have the Four of Wands reversed. So yeah, it goes back to, so you see how I said you was very light-hearted and sweet and kind. Um, some people may view you as someone where it's hard to settle down with you. Like they think that you're not interested in settling down yet. So if you know haven't done that yet, you don't have you're not married, you don't have children, and no judgment because I am married, you know what I mean? I am married, yeah. But like if you're not like married or you don't have children yet, like some people might feel like, oh, you know, you're not, either you're not ready to do that right now because you have such a youthful type of energy, and maybe that will come in time, or never, because you know like you come across as quite like a bachelor or bachelorette, and if you already do have a family, or you're already married, it's kind of like even though you're mother or father or husband or wife, is like you don't make marriage or parenthood seem boring. um it's just very fun, very out. So you come across as not the type of parent or husband or wife to just stay at home and just cook and clean. There's nothing wrong with this, but this is the interpretation I'm getting. Like, the type of parent or partner that just stays at home and kind of just like, just does traditionally what a husband or wife or parent is kind of expected. You do that, but then there might be times where you're like, okay, like I want to go out with my family and do this, or I want to go out with my partner and do something spontaneous. So if you are with someone, it's kind of coming across like you're that spontaneous, different type of couple, not the ones that you traditionally read in books or see on TV. So yeah, guys. But then for some of you, some people might feel that like you're afraid to get married, and maybe that's why you come across as quite I don't want to say childish, because I feel like to say childish is a bit negative, but as I said, because you're so youthful and light-hearted, maybe marriage isn't particularly on your mind right now, and maybe it is, but and again, this is people's perception, hence your reputation. So yeah, okay. For you may have some people out there that might feel that you're a bit unstable in terms of so even if you are someone that's a bit older, like let's say you're in your like late 20s, I don't even think this is old, but whatever, let's, because traditionally, I have to say traditionally, yeah, they kind of expect people to get married at like 25, but you can get married whenever, to be very honest. And because you don't really, entertain that, some of you, people just might feel like you're just not trying to get married anytime soon. So there's that. I don't know if that was quite repetitive, but yeah. Oh, in terms of stability, yeah, just very outgoing. I feel like I just went off on a tangent. Just very outgoing, and it's not to say that you're unstable, because I don't see it like that, but there's just a lot of, you're just very spontaneous. That's the best way I can really put it. So people don't really know what to expect. Like you might have someone that you've been with for a long time, and they might be contemplating, oh, should I propose to this person? Are they ready, to be in a stable connection with me? They're not sure, because they're kind of scared that you might reject them. You might be like, oh my gosh, babe, you need to calm down, okay? Because I am very young, okay? I'm very young. I don't want to get married right now, like they're kind of scared you'd come with that reaction of no, like I've got things to do, or I've got places to be, or I've got things to experience. I don't really want to settle down right now. And that may not necessarily be the case, but as I said, this is people's perception on you. Then we have the Knight of Cups reversed. Okay, so it's upright in the playing cards deck, but is reversed in the African American Tarot deck. So the reason I think that is because, as I said, it can sometimes be seen in a negative way. So some people feel like because you come across as quite flirty, if they was to ask you out, or they was to be flirtatious with you, you might be like, listen, I don't have to talk to you, okay? Let me tell you something. I'm Mr. Lover, okay? Or I am that girl. I can get any man or any girl I want, because this is how people feel about you, okay? So I don't need to take your cup, okay? And just the Knight of Cups kind of gives me player energy. So if any players come across you, they're kind of like, you know what, I'm a player, but this person's up. They come across like pile number one comes across like a player. So if I tried to run game on them, it might flip back, and then they would end up running game on me. So they feel like you have more skills when it comes to player energy. And some of you may not necessarily be players, but it's coming across that way, guys. I don't know. Just because you're just very charismatic is really coming across like that. I feel like, and because you're like this, there is some gossip going around that, if you do have a partner, they can come across as quite jealous. Okay, so even if like your partner hasn't said anything to you, because this is how like people from the outside are looking into maybe your connection with someone. They can see that sometimes like your partners get a bit jealous. You know, when you're in a social setting, they're just kind of like they may not say anything to you. Some of you, they may have actually said, you know what, I don't really like how you're flirting with this guy or this girl in front of me. I think it's very rude. And you might be like, I'm not flirting with no one. What do you mean? I'm just being nice. Come on. But people from the outside might be like, did you see part number one's man or girl's face? Let me tell you, they was not happy when they were sitting there talking to the group of people. They get jealous so easily. It's crazy. Like partner one can't even talk to anyone. Otherwise, it's a problem, you know. So even, and this could be a partner, but it could even just be like maybe if you're dating someone, and it could even be friends. Like when you go out with friends, like people from the outside can kind of see that your friends or your partners get jealous, and it could be they're just jealous of the attention that you're able to give others, and but it could also be that they're kind of jealous of the attention you get because you're so, as I said, charismatic. You may get a lot of attention, and you may have friends or people around you that don't get that much attention. Maybe they have to put a lot of effort in, but for you, it's just basically effortless. So they're feeling some type of way about it, and that's what people are observing. So yeah, oh, that is a lot. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I see anything else. I think people can find you quite emotional, but not where it's intense or it's just too much, but in a way where I don't, because you know some people view people that are emotional as, you know, just too much. I don't, but some people do. Um, but it's just not in a bad way. It's just like you have a lot of emotional intelligence, and I feel like people like that about you. But then that can cause some sort of jealousy, like with you, or some sort of jealousy, you know, when it comes to you conversing with other people. So I don't know. If you didn't know, now you know. If you don't know, now you know. Okay, then we have the full reverse. So I just feel, and there's some people that observe you and they're like, "Do you know what? I'm actually scared to create a connection with this person." So there, you might have people that stare at you a lot, or you know, they're quite hesitant when it comes to you because they're not sure if they can actually form a strong connection with you, because you're not. It seems like you wouldn't entertain any sort of intensity from anyone, and intensity doesn't have to be a bad thing, but like let's say, I mean, it's good in the respective of if like a narcissist or you know like a sociopath tried to, you know, have a connection with you, they know that it's not going to work out. It will be very hard to try and manipulate you, or you know, and I mean, I'm not trying to make sociopaths or narcissistic people look bad, but obviously they have some traits that are quite controlling that can be the detriment of some people. So it's kind of like, you're able, because you have this light energy, you're able to protect yourself from people like that, if that makes sense. um and I'm trying not to be hard on those type of people in it, because I think once I think I was talking about this with someone, and people that suffer from narcissistic personality disorder, that I don't think it can be cured. Like that's just literally how they are. So as I said, if that's literally how someone is, I'm not going to be harsh. But at the same time, that doesn't mean you have to associate yourself with someone like that. And it seems like you just wouldn't have it. You'd be like, you know what, I was not fully invested in this connection anyway, and even if I was, you're not going to disrespect me. So as I said, anyone with some low vibrational energy, it comes across like you're going to say, no, 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 I'm the jack of hearts. Like I don't have to put up with that. You can take your dirty, controlling energy away from me. Like I don't need that. So yeah, it's good in that sense. But then it can be quite awkward because people that don't really have them type of low vibrational energies, and people that are just quite calm, they're a bit scared that you just wouldn't be interested in having a connection with them, because it comes across like you can have a connection with anyone. So there's that. Okay, here's something you might not want to hear. Some people might feel like, you don't really take anything seriously. So, like, if you start a project, maybe you don't finish it. And some people have observed that and they're like, part number one, if you kind of took life a bit more serious, then when then you would, take this opportunity or you would see something through. So, obviously, like, not everyone's going to be like this because this is a general reading. So some of you is like you'll start something, you won't finish it. People have observed it and they're like, well, that's just because of your personality. They don't hate you for anything like that. It's just like that's just something they've observed. Some of you, they feel like you're too scared to take on new opportunities, so you kind of don't do that. And unfortunately, because the Fool card's reversed, they might look at you as a fool for that. I'm so sorry, I didn't want to say that, but I gotta be real. And I don't necessarily think you're a fool for not taking like new opportunities or not finishing things, or not seeing things through. Like sometimes things happen, like you could have stuff personally going on. Because remember, people don't know your business, so they're just assuming that you're just lazy or you just don't take life seriously. But there could actually be other factors as to why you do this. But yeah. And for those of you where that don't resonate, it's just people want to have a connection with you, but they're scared you're just gonna say no. I don't. It's not like that. I don't want to be friends with you. So yeah, there's that. Um, okay, let's get into the next card. We have Chariot. So as I said, that message wasn't for everyone. So for those of you where you're actually go-getters, um, people feel like you're just going to do what you want to do regardless. Oh, actually, I think it applies in both ways. So for those of you that are very productive, people kind of like, there's no way you can kind of stop pile number one from doing what they want to do because they're going to do it anyway. And if you try and make them feel some type of way by it, they're going to be like, okay, that's nice, that's your business. I'm still going to do what I want to do. If you don't like it, there's the door, hun. You don't have to talk to me. And you would keep it cute as well. You wouldn't even say it in like a bitter or salty way. You'll just be like, okay, I mean, that's your opinion. I respect it. And now I have things to do. Are we done with this conversation? Oh, we are? Okay. Like, I don't care. It comes across like you got literally, I'm hearing, I do not care. Okay, you think I'm like that. Okay, like, no one actually cares. So there's that. So even if like you have go-getter energy, it's like people know they can't stop you from doing what you want and pushing through in life. And even if you're someone that's quite hesitant when it comes to opportunities, people will feel like even if they said this to you, you'd be like, okay, and that's my business. What does that have to do with you? What does that have to do with you? Come out my business. Why don't you worry about your business? Yeah? Okay. So there's that literally. Some people feel like you're like a force to be reckoned with, meaning you come across as a very resilient person. It comes across like a lot of things can happen to you and you're just like, well, you know what? That's just how the cookie crumbles. That's just how it is. And what am I supposed to do? Just lay there and do nothing? Like, I'm not doing that. Like this is life. I have one life in this lifetime anyway, and I'm gonna live it to the fullest, and I'm gonna do what I want, and no one's gonna tell me how to live my life. You know what I mean? But as I said, it's in such a sweet way of I don't get any bitter or salty energy from you guys. It's just like, yeah, I'm living my life. I'm having fun. I feel like you guys are very fun people. It's coming across like that. Like you're very nice to be around. But when you're like that, as I said, it can make some people feel insecure if they haven't really done any shadow work or they feel like they don't have the same qualities as you. They start to think it's some sort of competition or something. It's cray cray out here, guys. But yeah. Um 1, 6, 7. Yeah, when it comes to your personal development, people feel like you're always going to I don't want to say it's not so much evolve, but it's kind of like you your character can change, can develop, I should say, when you go through certain life experiences. So you may go through certain life experiences, and then after you've gone through something that's quite serious, people can start to see a small change in your character but it's like you've matured in some sense. So even though I said you have a youthful energy, like because when something big happens, it's like you've matured a bit. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's kind of what I'm picking up. Um, some of you, it seems like I've never really read the card like this, but you know we move. Some of you, you come across like you're very connected to your roots. So wherever it is that you come from culturally, people can see that, oh no, you're very connected to your roots in that respect. Um, I guess I can see. I feel like they like that because the card is upright. So there's that. Um, And previously I said you guys can be quite spontaneous. Some people might feel like, okay, if I was to randomly ask part number one, oh, let's go here, like let's go France tomorrow, they'd be like, okay, bet, let's go. Why are you even asking? Like, let's do this. It's like you're on board. Obviously, that was a bit dramatic because that's France, but like some of you may not live near there. But like, I mean, something quite spontaneous. That was like one of the most spontaneous things I could think of. You guys are probably like, that is not even really spontaneous. Like, listen, I'm an Earth sign, okay? Like, we kind of have the reputation of being boring sometimes, okay? So I don't know. I was trying to, But anyways, the point is, yeah, anything's kind of spontaneous where you would usually have to plan. People feel like you don't really do much planning. You're just like, yeah, bet, let's do this. Are you dumb? Let's do this. So yeah, I'm just getting like a lot of fun energy from you guys. You guys do not come across as boring at all, and there's nothing wrong with being boring. Because sometimes I'm a bit boring, but you know, you just don't come across like that. We have less skill. Cool. All right. This is where I can see where some people get irritated. Cool. Let me explain. So some people feel like you have a lot of skills, okay, and they get frustrated because sometimes when you have the opportunity to present these skills, or perhaps monetize off them, or even like where it can boost your career, or like where it can just improve your life in some respect, you just don't take some of you don't take the opportunity, and they're just like, what is that? Like, you have the skill. There's some people that don't even have the skills that you have, and they're like, yeah, I'm going to do this. So they just kind of get upset for you because they're like, no, like, why are you not taking this opportunity, pal number one? Why are you doing this? So there's that. And as I said, there could be personal reasons as to why some of you don't take opportunities, and that's fine. But if it is to do with like low self-esteem or not feeling like you can do these stuff, guys, like literally, I would say just take the opportunity. And I would say that because I'm a Sag moon, and everyone knows Sag people are kind of opportunists in some sense. So yeah, but let me tell you, if I did not have that Sag moon, I don't think I would have taken half the opportunities I've taken now. Do you know what I mean? And I'm so happy I did. So whenever you kind of feel scared to take an opportunity, I think you should just remind yourself like, oh my gosh, I can do this though. I can actually do this. And even if it doesn't work out or it fails, like at least I can say I tried, you know? And I feel like that's something you might want to tell yourself, because I don't want you guys to miss out on opportunities. Like there's so many things you can do in this world. And you never know, like that opportunity might, give you some sort of fulfillment, even if you're not sure if you should go through with it. So there's that. And as I said, those of you that where you don't fall into that box and you do take opportunities, people just feel like, yeah, you just have a lot of skills, you're a very skillful person. A lot to do with communication as well. Even though it's the Jack of Hearts and not necessarily the Jack of Swords, is like you're still a very good conversationalist because of the blue in the card. You're a good conversationalist. Some of you, it kind of seems like you overprotect yourself. That can be your reputation at times. I say that because like Laird's hands, like they're crossed. He's like, I'm protecting myself, and that that's not obviously what it says in the book. of gods and titans, but that's how I perceive it for this reading. He's just like, you know what, I'm gonna protect myself, and yeah, but as I said, some people just might feel like you're a bit overprotective. It's a bit like a contradiction. Like, yeah, I'm easygoing, I'm flowing, but I will not let anyone like disrespect me at the same time. You know, I won't let anyone harm me, and because he's holding the sword, is like when it comes to words as well, words ain't harming me. Like, I'm not having it. Anything you don't really want to hear, or if someone's trying to, manipulate you verbally, emotional manipulation, any sort of manipulation, it just looks like you guys are like, no, you tried it, but I'm not taking it on. Yeah, okay. So there's that, and then we have Aries War reverse, or Aries. Some of you may actually have Aries in your chart. The signs I'm kind of seeing is Aries, Aquarius, Cancer, like majority of water signs, but let's still get into this. Okay, you guys are just not about the drama, not about the beef, not about the war. Like, it's just so, you guys just don't have time for it, because in my, the way I'm looking at it is the opposite way to you guys. That the cards reversed. So if anyone starts any type of like rubbish or anything that's just nonsense, that isn't really productive, for your life, you're just not entertaining it. And people see that, like, you're just not having, and I said this when I picked up the charity card. You're just like, okay, and you can sit there and war with yourself. You can sit there and, argue with yourself, because I'm not arguing with you. Oh, you're right. Okay, you're right. Leave me alone now. I don't want to hear you. So it's very easy for you to kind of just, it appears like it's easy for you to just kind of block out any toxic type of conversation anyone's trying to have with you. And maybe internally it's actually quite hard for you, but externally the way it's looking is that you're just like, I don't care. I do not care. So again, that phrase, I do not care. Like, I know, you know what the maddest thing is? I feel like you guys actually probably care a lot about a lot of things, but it appears to the public like you just don't. So yeah, and maybe that's a coping mechanism for you, but that's just how it's coming up. Yeah, you're not into the whole, like, you see Aries, he's shouting. You're not into the whole shouting, the whole yelling. You're like, no, babe. You keep it cute 24/7. I'm keeping it cute. You want to sit here and make a fool of yourself? I will let you do that. And I feel like for some of you, like, some people just shout in your face and you're like, okay, are you done now? Are you done? Did that do anything for you? Because it didn't do nothing for me. You're just so unfazed sometimes with some people. And you're just like, I just don't have time for you to be shouting at me. Like, leave me alone, Cool beans. Let's go to the next card. Then we have Mildew Fairy Cleanup Time Reverse. So, yeah. And you know what's interesting? Like, if anyone was to gossip about you, or if someone came back to you with, oh my gosh, like, this person said this and this about you, like, is it true? You're just like, listen, I ain't clearing up no rumors. If you want to believe what you want to believe, then you believe it. You're not sitting here trying to convince people, oh my gosh, that never happened. What happened was, you're like, no, babe, if you think I'm such a horrible person, then okay, think that in it. Like, I'm not clearing up no rumours. Like, just believe what you want at this point. 1 and 5 is 6. So it's number 15 is on the card. Yeah, like, you know how some people, they're very reliant on friends? Is that the word? Like, if they don't have any friends or any sort of, like, supportive people around them, they're just like, oh my gosh, my life's over. What am I gonna do? You know, people that are quite dependable. And you guys aren't like that. You're like, okay, as I said, if you want to leave, there's the door. I don't need you. And I think that applies for like probably nearly everyone. Maybe even some family members. You're just like, no, like I just don't. No one's gonna manipulate me. No one's gonna tell me what to do. No one's gonna put me in drama. Yeah, like I just want to live my best life. So if you don't want to think that I'm this bad person and I don't get along with everyone, then think that, think that you're in your right to think that. Because I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do regardless. If that's what you want to do, then you can do that. I don't owe you no explanation for what I do with my life. You get it? So, okay. And you know what? If used in the right way, I actually feel like that's a good quality to have. Because like I personally feel like people that kind of always like hear what other people think, it's kind of hard for them to prosper in life because, like, you know, they might have a skill that's just amazing. Oh, because it's right, I put it right on top of the skill card. They might have a skill that's just amazing, and you know, just because like the public doesn't agree with it, it's like, for example, let me give you an example. Yeah, so you see, as you can see, I do tarot readings, but like a lot of people in my community, they don't like that stuff because they just feel like, oh, it's the devil's work, it's divination, you're going to hell, you know. And it's just like, okay, I'm not even using it for bad. I'm actually using it as a tool to help people. And if I sat there and listened to them, like, do you think, listen to me, I wouldn't have been able to help people. Like, this has actually allowed me to help people, like, because that's the main thing. I'm able to help people, and I actually like helping people. I'm actually studying something where I can help people, which is psychology. You know what I mean? So like, it actually is in alignment with my life purpose for me personally for this lifetime. But it's like also, they would have stopped my bag too. Like, this is part of my living as well. And if I had listened to them, they would have just, yeah. So I like that some of you are just kind of like, yeah, like, okay, say what you want because I'm going to do what I want. And you're being true to yourself because it's like, regardless of what people think, I'm going to do me and I'm going to be fine. And I like that. It just shows independence and, you know, potentially high self-esteem, you know? So, yeah. Then we have Nautilus, Princess, powerful personal growth, but it was reversed. Oh, so you know what it is? You guys, because the Chariot card is number 7 as well. And I always see personal development associated with number 7, but that's just my interpretation. I feel like you guys grow in a very unusual way, and there's nothing wrong with that. But the way you guys develop, I feel like some people around you, they just don't really understand it. It's just a different way of developing that they've witnessed, and just because it's not the way that everyone um, around them that they've seen has developed, they just think like you might be a bit odd. But okay, so you know, and so I feel like personal growth is happening even though the card's reversed, but the way it's happening, some people may just disagree with it. So you guys might be very eccentric, you might have a different mindset to maybe you know, people that you've grown up with or people that you're around currently, and they just don't get it. But can I just say, just because they don't get it doesn't mean you're not supposed to grow that way. Does that make sense? Everyone grows in their own way, and some people, unfortunately, part number 1, they just don't respect that. But so you know what I mean? Okay, like I would say, keep going. And then for some of you where that you're scared to take new opportunities because you don't know how it's gonna go, some people might just view it like you're just stunting your personal growth because they feel like you taking the new opportunities, it will help you grow. But I think some people can sense that you're quite scared to do this, so they may feel a bit sorry for you. some people don't like pity, so some of you might not have liked that message. But that, as I said, that's for you for you guys that are quite hesitant. I'm just seeing like two groups of people. Like regardless, you guys are kind-hearted, easygoing, loving. But then there's some of you where it's like, oh, I'm kind of scared to take the opportunity, and there's some of you where it's like, I take opportunities and I don't care what anyone says about them. I'm gonna do them regardless. You know what I mean? So there's that. Yeah. So on the card it says 41. And 4 plus 1 is 5, and I think that's got to do with individuality and change. And yeah, some of you, they feel like you're just preventing the change from happening that needs to happen. And then for some of you, it's like you change, but you change in a way, or I should say grow. No, yeah, you change in a way that's a bit different to people that you're around, or you're just a very different type of person, which is perfectly fine. You know what I mean? So, there's that. But if you'd like to read and like subscribe to my channel, if you'd like a person reading, the details are in the description box below. But now I'm gonna go to pile number 2. So pile number 2, this is if you chose the 4 of Wands. Okay. Your reputation, pile number 2, is that I am my own foundation. Okay? Like, people view, like, listen to me. Pile number 2 is so stable. Like, you're that dependable friend, family member, partner. You're very dependable. And even though you're dependable, it's like you're very exciting as well. So you're not boring to be around. Sometimes people kind of associate dependable people with, being quite boring, being quite predictable. You don't give that energy. It's like people can rely on you, but at the same time, you're still a very interesting person to be around. You're still fun. So there's that. Be careful, guys. Some people might feel like, okay, so for some of you, it's like even though you're very interested, you may be a bit of a homebody, so you may always be at home. And some people kind of like, do you come out your house? Do you? Obviously, when they do meet you in your home, it's very interesting to spend time with you. But some people might feel like, you could go out more, part number 2. But me personally, like, I'm going to say do what you want. But yeah, that's just some people's perception. And for those of you that aren't homebodies, it's just you're still very reliable. You're like home to some people. It comes across like no one can make you unstable. Like, it just can't happen. You just wouldn't allow it. And even if someone tried to do that, you'll just be like, yeah, let me pick these bricks back up and build my home, because like I am stability that I don't even. So yeah, and some of you might be watching this like, I'm not even as stable as you're making out. But as I said, this is people's perception of you. So yeah. There's a lot to do with the home here for some reason. I said homebodies, but there was another message I wanted to say. Homebodies. Oh yes, that's what I want to say. Some people feel like, you let people in your home a bit too early. I don't know who that was for. That was a very direct message for someone. But some people are a bit concerned because they're like, like obviously you're a very nice person, but some people feel like you shouldn't just be letting anyone in your home, like, because some people are kind of scared that, I don't know who this is for, but let me just get started. Some people feel like, you shouldn't let too many people inside your home, because like it is basically your sanctuary. Some people feel like their bedroom's their sanctuary, but it's just, people feel like, you need to be careful with who you let in your home. That was for someone. Some of you might be like, oh yeah, like, come to my house, let's just chill. But some people from the outside are kind of like, you need to be careful with who you're letting in your house, part number 2. So I don't know. And I mean, if that is the case for some of you, I mean, I would be careful, because some people, they could do the most. you don't really know someone. I'm not trying to scare anyone, but like some people kind of appear like they're very nice and sweet, but then you know, as soon as like they come into your home, they might release some weird energy. That you have to sage up your home. Like you got to be careful. But yeah. Anyway, let's move on to the next one. We have the star reverse. Okay. Right. Okay. So for some of you, is blatantly coming across like you're unattainable. That's very similar to pile number one. It's very similar message. So if you was drawn to pile number one, you might want to watch that one. But if not, let's just carry on with this reading. Um, because you come off as quite stable, that's a very positive trait to have to some people, because you know there's mental instability, and there's literally like financial instability, but to some people it seems like you just, in a lot of areas, you're just very stable, and it's kind of like, oh my gosh, um it will be kind of hard to kind of get with or speak with pile number two, because some people might feel like they're not on your level, because you are actually viewed as the star. Like some of you, you're just very, very ambitious, I'm getting, and this is probably why you're very stable, because you know you said yes, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, you've been doing it, and people are like, wow, like so much stability, amazing. But then it kind of makes them feel like, you know, they're not as stable as you. This is really, it's so interesting how this works in it. The psychology behind it is like, when you're doing well, or you're doing, you know, whatever you need to do, people around just start to feel, you start to trigger some sort of insecurity within them. And it's like, babe, like, no one said that you, just because I'm ambitious as part number two, just because I am ambitious doesn't mean you're not, you know, like go be ambitious too, you know, but it's, you know, is what it is. That's not you guys' problem. But anyways, it comes across like a lot of you are ambitious, and this is the reason for why you're quite stable. But then it could just be that, you know, if you guys aren't ambitious, which is perfectly fine, you're just stable anyway, and it just comes across like, wow, pile number two is just amazing, and I just some people feel like they're just not in the same league as you. They're just like, yeah, I can never amount to pile number two. Like that's how you got some people feeling. And I feel like it's not even on purpose. You guys are just like, I'm just doing me. Like, why they gotta feel like that? That's how they're feeling. That's how you got them feeling, okay? Some of you people love your body, okay? I actually love the star card in the African American tarot, because like I just find her body amazing, and she's just embracing it, and she's just like, yeah, you know. And look, there's rain clouds and everything in the card. She goes, okay, and guess what? I'm still a hot gal. Okay, like some of you, even if you're not really confident with your body, and maybe doesn't look like the body on the star card, some people really love your body. I have to let you know that. They're like, oh my gosh, did you see pile number two's body? Banging, like amazing. And for some of you, it's because of how you physically look as well. Like you guys just look amazing, and some people feel like, yeah, pile number two is not going to talk to me. So interesting. It was not the same message, but there was a similar message in pile number one. I did, but it's like, yeah, they're just not going to. I think for pile number one, it was more to do with their personality. Like, oh my gosh, they have an amazing personality. They're not going to talk to me. But for you guys, it's like, is either because of your ambition, or your physique, like amazeballs, and yeah, just got some people feeling a bit insecure, like having no faith in any connection with you. And people feel like, you know, you're gonna prosper in life, even when you have down days. You're just like, yeah, cool, I'm still gonna do what I need to do. Like, it ain't nothing. A little rain ain't nothing. A little thunder ain't nothing. Because you know why? I'm the star card. Some of you may be, you know, Aquariuses, you know, or Aquarians, I should say. A lot of Aquarius people was popping up. Even some Aquarius people were popping up in the first reading, so that's interesting. But I guess so far you guys are showing Aquarius energy, like I think there's a planet in Aquarius right now. I can't remember which one. I could be wrong, but anyways, the whole point is this vibe of being inventive. Maybe you guys are very active on social media. Maybe you have a a social media account, and it's quite popular. Some of you may actually be quite popular, and people are like, yeah, I'm not in the same league as pile number two. And I'm not even really saying this to what's the word, make you feel special or anything, but it's like that's people feel like you're special. Like, wow, amazing. Like, you're out of this world. Like, that's what it's coming across like. Damn, pound number two. That is a lot. I feel like you guys have this energy that's just so magical, so different, in a mysterious way, and you do what you need to do regardless of the outcome. You're like, okay, I'm still gonna do what I'm doing, and I'm still stable. And yeah, I don't know, like, for some reason it just like creates some insecurity with people. I don't really get it. Okay, so 15, 16, 17. Okay, this card says 17 if I'm not mistaken. 7 plus 1 is 8. Oh, okay. Some of you make people feel insecure about their financial situation. Yeah, I said it. Because according to numerology, the number 8, to me, that's like financial abundance. So some of you, maybe, you may have multiple sources of income, or you just might have a very good job. And then for those of you where maybe you're not working, or whatever your situation is, they feel like you're always able to attain money in some respect. And yeah, I don't know, like, because of your financial situation as well, you've got some people feeling some type of way, and it's like, oh, that is really sad. Like, step your money up, don't be jealous of pound number two, yeah, sort yourself out. But yeah, like, literally. And you know what, I feel like you guys can be yourself. There's so much message in one card. You know what, you guys can be yourself, and when you're yourself, I don't know, it kind of irritates people, because especially people that feel like they can't be themselves, they're so irritated by you saying, yeah, I'm different, I'm not really like everyone else, but so what, like, that's me. Okay. And it's like, you don't care who's really rocking with you or not. You're like, okay, that's how I am, you know. Interesting. Your hair as well. Some of you, like, either you wear like multiple hairstyles, or hairstyles that just aren't very common in society, um, or hairstyles that may be looked down upon, and you're like, okay, and I'm still gonna wear it. So people kind of expect you to conform to like one hair. I don't know what's going on today. So much messages. Like, some people may want you to conform to one particular hairstyle, and you're like, no, this is my hair. Like, I'm gonna wear it how I want, you know. And if you don't like it, then yeah, that's your business. I don't care. I'm still gonna wear it, and you make it look good too. Make it look good. So even if they try to say, no one even has that hairstyle, you can be like, they can't, because you still made it look good, and it looks good anyway. But it's like you're bringing it into fashion, and I don't know. I'm getting some really annoyed energy from this part, not from you guys, but like from people you're around, which is really sad. But yeah, that's really sad. I don't like that, but that just means you guys got the sauce. Like, you guys are popping right now, and you guys might feel like, I don't really think I'm saying that much, Marisha, but let me tell you, you are. You are saying a lot. I'll tell you that much. Then we have the Three of Cups. So people, they really enjoy being around you. Okay, so some of you, whether you're party animals or not, like, when you do attend a party, you're just good vibes. Good vibes. And even if it's outside of a party, you're just good vibes in general. When people are around you, you just have a nice energy. People are hanging around you. Some people might fight for your attention because it's free. You know how two's a company but three's a crowd? Like, it's really coming across like that. And I don't know, it's like, maybe when you hang with one person, another person feels some type of way. It's very, it's like this, ooh, and there's some sort of like competitive energy going on. I don't know what that's about. But yeah, there's competitiveness around you, definitely, with the Three of Cups here. And it doesn't traditionally mean that, but alongside the cards I've just pulled out, definitely some competition there. But Like, it's not in a way of, it's not really malicious, but it's like, yeah, I kind of want either, I'm either battling for pile number, you know, two's attention, or like I kind of, you know, want what they have. I don't want to say that's in a healthy way. I don't, you know, some people say, oh, you know, competition, it can be in a healthy way. I just don't view it like that, but it is what it is. Like, there's some competitive aspect, but at the same time, is that people like being around you, even though, ooh, okay, yeah, you know why people like being around you, because you just, you see right now, you guys are doing very well. If you didn't notice, like, so I feel like some of you are doubting yourself, but you're doing very well, and people around you see it, and this is why they want to be around you. But you need to be careful, because you know what it's given as well. It's giving, oh, because you're doing well, if I hang around you, that means I will do well, you know. And it's like, oh no, honey, that's not how it works. You know, you have to put the hard work in. Like part number two puts the hard work in. You can't just assume that, you know, things are gonna go well for you just if you hang with someone that's successful or someone that looks good. You know, it's like, okay, so if you guys are ambitious, people feel like if they hang with you, then, you know, they'll get lots of opportunities. If you're very good looking, people feel like, oh yeah, like if I hang with you, then I'll get, you know, certain partners, I'll get like an upgrade than the ones I've been getting. And it's like, that's not really how it works, but you know, that's just how some of the people are around you. Part number two, so you should know that. But yeah, like that is kind of a reputation. Like, I feel like a lot of people want to hang around you, but sometimes you're just unattainable because you're doing other stuff. So yeah, and you're not gonna let anyone mess with your stability at all. But you know, I don't know. It's so interesting. You guys are very interesting. Not to say that part number one wasn't, but you know, you guys, it's really hard to read you guys, and I'm a reader, so that's interesting. But you have the Hierophant reversed. You guys might be Taurians, or have it in your chart, but literally, like, you are committed to things that will give you stability, but you are not committed to things that are unnecessary. Yeah. And you're probably thinking, so what's unnecessary? Okay, cool. So when it comes, I'm guessing when it comes to social media, or your ambitions, or you know, your physique and your health, it looks like you guys don't play games. You're like, no, listen to me. I need to make sure I'm healthy. I need to make sure my money's up. I need to make sure I have this career. I need to make sure, like, when you see those things that kind of give stability, you're like, yeah, I need to work on that. And it could even be like, maybe you're very picky with certain connections as well. I need to make sure I have a good connection with this person because maybe they've been there for me for a long time. So I can't take that for granted. So like things that actually, you know, will actually benefit you, and, you know, things that give you stability back, you basically are very committed to them. You know, you have Hierophant energy when it comes to that. But when it comes to like, I'm getting this is more to do with connections. When it comes to certain connections with people that you don't feel is very stable, you just don't entertain it. You're like, no. Like, I'll talk to you when I talk to you, or I hang with you when I decide to hang with you, but you're not a priority. And people see this, they're like, okay, cool. So they have their priorities in check. So it's like, you guys have your priorities in check, and you're committed to whatever you decide you're committed to, and whatever you have decided that you're committed to, it works out. It works out. And whatever you're not committed to, it hasn't hindered you in any way. So people know that, yeah, you mean business. It's not a joke, you know. As I said, like, some people, okay, what is going on? No, part number two, this is too much. Part number two, you're giving me a headache, okay? But it's in a good way, like, because I'm really, it's like multiple messages. Okay, for some of you, because I'm just getting lots of ambition in it. If I just feel like this past was very ambitious, or they're just very. It's a lot to do with technology and being eccentric and that. Like, because you stand out, some people feel like, oh, you might not get married. You know, you might not settle down because, you know, you have a lot of options in life. So why would you do that? Some people that do want to be committed to you, they're kind of scared. That was a similar message, pile number one as well, actually. Some people that do want to be committed to you, they feel like you're saying, no, I don't want to marry you, bro. I don't want to marry you, sis. But that was cute still. And it's not even in like a horrible way. It's in a way of like, I've got things to do, you know. I've got other things to focus on. So like, yeah, some people they're kind of scared that you know you don't actually want to be with them, and you wouldn't really be committed to them anyway because it seems like you're committed to 101 other things, and they're just not a priority. And then some people literally, it's kind of rude, but some people literally think that you're just not really going to get married because you're just very different. Oh, okay, cool. So because some of you are very different, not in a bad way, people kind of like, yeah, you're just not going to get married in it because like who's going to want to settle down with you? And that is just so rude to even say, because like who are you to even say that, but meaning like people looking from the outside. But it's like, oh well, I just think it's jealousy at this point because why are they so pressed on your life? Like it's not your business. Worry about your marriage, yeah, okay, worry about who you're marrying, don't be worried about who part number two's marrying. But yeah, literally. And some of you, like, some people might feel like you don't even really believe in it, in marriage. Like, you just think it's a concept that people have picked up and it's not really necessary. So yeah, that's for some of you. There was something else. Okay, you guys aren't very traditional at all. Yeah, this pile, like, if someone's traditional in this pile, I'll be very shocked. But no way, I'm not picking that up. Like, I'm not picking that up for the majority of you. People feel like, yeah, you see pile number two, they're very different. That's just the best word I can put. I can say. But it depends. Some people view it as like cool, but there's some people might be concerned for you because they're like, see, because you're a bit different, are you gonna end up alone? Are you not gonna be with anyone? And so there's some sort of concern there. And some people kind of find it interesting, like, wow, like you're not really going to fold for society. You're just kind of like, yeah, I'll do what I want, and I'm gonna have fun with it, and I'm still gonna be stable. So it is what it is. Ooh, because some of you are stable anyway. Some people are like, yeah, like they don't actually need to get married. They don't have to because they're going to be good anyway. Some people feel like you could be doing that bachelor or bachelorette for years, and you wouldn't even regret not getting married. Why are they so concerned about marriage? Sorry guys, every time I see the Hierophant, like marriage just pops up in my head. Obviously other stuff too, but you see, for some reason in this particular reading, like people concerned like who's pile number two gonna marry, and it's like it's not your business who pile number two marries. Like why are you so concerned? It's just crazy. But we have the King of Swords. So some of you literally might be talking to a King of Swords, because I also see the Hierophant as a relationship card, but. So some of you, this is a direct message. Some of you may actually be talking to someone that has King of Swords energy. Could be like an air sign, but it could literally be. There could be someone that really likes you, and if this is a female, she just has like a lot of like masculine energy, which is fine, I guess. But it's like I have masculine energy. Do you know what? Over the years, actually over the months, I've been a bit more feminine. Okay, I've looked into my feminine qualities. But yeah, when it comes to that work ethic, straight masculine energy. Sorry, but literally, you guys, there's like a masculine energy here, who I feel like wants to commit to you, but they feel like you don't really want to commit to them. So that's a message there for some people. But also it could be maybe. Because the King of Swords reverse is just not a good card. Sorry, not when it's reversed. When it's upright, fair enough. When it's reversed, it's kind of like a masculine energy, a guy or a girl of masculine energy. That's just very, I think, is controlling. It can even be manipulative, and someone that kind of says anything to get what they want from you, even if you don't really benefit from it. And it looks like you guys you will not commit to someone like that, and people know that. So anyone that's controlling or anyone that has King of Swords, because there's some people that can commit to people like this, because I guess that's their cup of tea, or they have low self-esteem, whatever it is, everyone's different. And maybe they don't have those. Obviously, maybe they like people like that. I don't know. But it just looks like you guys are like, no, I will never be with someone like that. Like, I could never be with someone that just has that dirty energy, you know. So people kind of know already that you will not end up with someone like that. It just wouldn't work, because it's looking like no one can tell you what to do, because you have sorted out your life to some extent, you know. So yeah. But anyways, if it's not to do with a partner, just you in general, people feel like you can cut someone off with a quickness. Like, you do not need anyone. That's what it's like. You prioritize who you want to prioritize, but needing anyone, it looks like you know you don't. That's what it appears like. And if someone comes with any type of foolishness or any nonsense, you will just cut the connect. You're like, cut, don't talk to me. Block, see you. Sometimes you won't even say see you. You just disappear. You're like, nah. And I won't. And people feel like you won't talk to the person ever again. So people know not to try that manipulative stuff with you, because you're just gonna say, yeah, don't speak to me. You're done. You're done out here. Yeah, it's a wrap. Okay, it's a wrap. So yeah, cut off game swift. Okay, one moment. Ooh, okay. Some people might feel like you're manipulative, and I don't really pick that up at all. But I think just because you're a bit different, or you're doing something that's a bit different, some people might feel like, you know, you're manipulating other people. You're not really letting them know, you know, what's really happening, like what's true and what's real. Because the Hierophant's reverse, like as I said, I feel like you guys aren't very traditional, or you know, you don't do what everyone else does. So because of that, it's like whatever you're telling people, what you know is not good. It's misleading, and if anything, is manipulative. But I don't. I read me personally. I'm not picking up that you do that. This is sounding like one big hater that has to say that, because you know they're probably not happy with their own life. But yeah, you know, haters, Jiso. You see what I mean? How can you be the King of Swords reverse, yeah, but you're also Jiso, who's about support? Hating. That's how you know that's just a hater. Don't even listen to that. But I think it's important for you to know that there's some people that just feel that whatever you say is misleading, or and manipulative, or your cut off game is just very unnecessary. Like, why are you cutting off people like that? But it's just crazy. Actually, you know what? I should not say that. I should not say that word. Let me stop saying that, because that's not right. But literally, you have GSO support. So to a lot of people, you guys are very supportive. You're you are supportive, and you might feel like because I can see here that some of you, like, you focus on other things and not so much like people. It's like you might feel like I'm not actually as supportive as you think, but you may be very supportive, like more supportive than you think, you know, because if this is your reputation, then honey, you must be supportive. So some people, when people are feeling low, because like there's graves on this card, so when people are feeling low and they're feeling like giving up, you're like, no, like, you don't know, you don't have to do that, you know. It's like you bring, I wouldn't say you bring them purpose, but you make them think, oh my gosh, yeah, like, wow, this is deep, like, life is worth living, like, it's not over, I can still do this, I can still do that, you know. Very supportive. Like, you guys have helped people that have felt so low, like, to the point where they might have done something reckless, you know. That's the best way I can put it, because I'm not trying to get, you know. Anyways, people that have been feeling really not nice about themselves, you've helped them tremendously, and you're known for that. So don't sleep on yourself. Power number two. I don't think you sleep on yourself anyway. Some of you maybe, but I feel like for a lot of you, like, people really look up to you, or they're really proud of you, like they see you as a star. And I feel like a lot of you don't view yourself like that, and you contribute so much. I feel like a lot of you contribute a lot to society, in a sense. But I just feel like you don't, I'm just intuitively picking up, you just don't understand how helpful and amazing you are, you know? And we have Green Man Abundance. See what I mean? Like, I don't know what's up with your cash flow, but it's looking like the cash flow is sweet up in here. It's looking like, yeah. So, and this could be abundance in multiple senses. So you just seem like a very abundant person anyway. And I kind of associate that with Libra and Taurus because it's associated with Venus, which is the planet of love and money. So, like, you're abundant when it comes to friends. It seems like it's effortless when it comes to friends. Like, I feel like people, it's coming across like some people try to beg for a new pile number two. Like, they're like, oh my gosh, I have to be friends with pile number two. So there's that. So there's abundance of friends. Like, you don't actually have to chase anyone because you'll have friends wherever you go because you're abundant in that respect. So when it comes to friends, abundant one time. When it comes to money, abundant one time. You're not playing games. When it comes to love, abundant. I think you could have a lot of partners if you wanted. You have like a wide range of, in terms of choice, like who you want, who you could be with, and people see that. So people feel like, oh, partner number two could be with anyone they want, anyone. Like they feel like anyone would speak to you. Even a millionaire would probably speak to you. That's how they feel. Yeah, abundant in multiple ways and not just one. And you've done that yourself. It wasn't just given to you. Ain't no privilege out here. You said, listen, I'm gonna plant this seed and I'm gonna grow it. And you know what, I haven't actually seen Green Man in a long time while I've been doing my readings. Yeah, I saw him a bit in the beginning of when I started doing this channel, but not for a while. So this is actually quite deep. People feel like whatever you plant, it grows. Whatever you say you're going to do, you do, and then it turns to something big, and they're like, oh wow, I didn't think it was going to get that big. Whatever. So I feel like you guys, I don't know, you've invested time into something, or it could even be like you invested money into something, and it's blown. It's done well. And people see that, and they're like, you see pile number two? Abundant. In every way, shape, or form, abundant. Literally, guys, in any way you could think someone could be like any aspect of abundance, people feel like you have it, literally. Oh, you know what as well, it's hard for people. You're very likable. Okay, so you guys are a very likable person, and this is why I was getting that some people are just really annoyed with you, because like some people, they have to work very hard to be likable, and even when they work hard to be likable, people still don't like them in it. It's just really sad. But you guys, like, it's just like you're just likable. Like a lot of people like you, and you have the reputation of being very liked, you know. So there's that. Um. Also, you need to have good intuition because of the yellow in the card. So some of you may, okay, da, 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 da. No, okay, I'm getting it now. Some of you may actually be witches. Some of you may be very spiritual, because there's just a heightened sense of intuition. Like, you know, it's like you know stuff without there being evidence, you know? I feel like you guys will say stuff like, oh my gosh, okay, cool, so this is going to happen. People are like, no, that's not going to happen. You're like, no, I bet you it's going to happen. And guess what, guys? It happens. It happens. And then you're like, well, I mean, I told you so. Obviously, you didn't want to listen, but, you know, you just have good intuition with stuff. And then people feel like you know certain things, and then it works out. It works out. Okay, you got some bitter people here, like, oh, everything you do works out for you, but when I do it, or I do something similar, it doesn't work out for me. You know, it's just like, oh, that's really salty, but whatever, innit? And it's just like, find out your niche then. Find your niche, or find like something you're good at. Don't be sitting here, you know, screwing pile number two just because they found their niche, you know. It's a bit. Or just because they're likable. You guys are very likable. And I think the main reason you guys are likable is because I see that. I just think you're a nice person. That's what's, especially with support here. You're just a very loving person, but you know when to give your energy and when not to, and you make sure that you have stability, and it's just like you, guys, amazing. Then we have the free face. What comes around? Oh, let me tell you about this card. So my whole perception of this is literally like, I feel like some horrible things were done to you guys, yeah, with this. And it could have included like a few people. It could have been a third party situation you guys were in, and then you guys basically had to take the L for that, like the loss. And then for some of you, like, I just feel like there's this whole thing where like a group of people just ganged up on you about something. And yeah, I don't know, like you guys kind of, you was at a disadvantage because of a scenario like this, or it could just been you and one person and they've just taken the mickey out of you. But it says what comes around, and literally like the song that pops in my head is what goes around, what comes up must come down. Like literally, you guys are just literally like, people are like, okay, so you see all this good karma that pile number two's going, they're like, it's a bit mad for the people that have disrespected them. And you know what? I think people are looking at the people that have disrespected you and see how their life is now, and they're looking at yours and they're like, well, that's how it goes. Yeah, it's like there was a point where these people, they were in a way better situation. People that have disrespected you, they were in a way better situation than you was in previously, and now you're in a completely better situation than they are. And people are like, yeah, that's what they get though. That's what they get, because they try to disrespect pile number two, and now pile number two's up. What can you say to them? Nothing. So literally, and then it also is, when it says what comes around, literally, because you guys are very supportive, this is why you get abundance. Because you put the hard work in certain things, this is why you're getting abundance. So people are like, well, to be fair, pile number two is actually putting the hard work in to get things done. So of course they're going to be abundant in it, you know. So there's that as well. 2 plus 6, 2. There's 26 on the card. 6 and 8. Again, and would I say 8 was, guys? I said it was financial abundance again. So as I said, because you guys put the hard work in, you get the benefits. We have Marie, Masquerade, Glamour, Intrigue and Drama reverse. So first of all, the way you guys dress, amazing. That's being spoken about as well. They're like, you see pile number two's drip. Don't sleep on it. Don't you dare sleep on their drip. Right? Don't do that. You can never, because you'd be a hater. You know. Look at Marie Masquerade. She ain't playing. She's not playing. Don't sleep on her. So it's literally a thing where you guys, I don't know, like, so a lot of people, you look flawless, literally. Like, I know in the beginning, remember I said you look physically good. Like, let me tell you guys something. You look physically good. And you know why? Because you look after yourself. Okay, so the reason it's reversed though is because, like, you guys don't try hard to, like, you're just like, yeah, I'll just slap this on. Yeah, let me put a little makeup on. I'm not going to do the most, you know. Not to say putting loads of makeup on is, you know, a bad thing. But you guys, it's just so effortless. It's like, I don't need to do up glamour too much because I look glamorous anyway. The glamorous, ooh, the flossy floss. I look glamorous anyway. I don't need to do too much. And that's what people are saying. Like, you see, part number two, they don't need to do too much, but they're peng. Okay, they look good. You guys just aren't intrigued by drama. You're just like, yeah, any type of drama or anything that doesn't serve you, you're like, later. I don't care about that. Like, there's just so much disinterest on anything that can cause you instability. You're like, yeah, I don't care. Okay, but I see you, like, you ain't benefiting me. Get out of here. So any people know they can't get you. Ooh, okay. Some people try to put you in drama, yeah, and you're like, yeah, I'm not having that. No one's putting me in drama. Like, and you know what? Because you have like strong intuition, you can see, ooh, this is why some people don't like you. You can see that people are trying to put you in drama, like from the beginning, of even when they're trying to set up, and you're like, oh, I see what you're trying to do. You're trying to put me in problems. No, you're not doing that to me. Like, no. It was a good try. You tried it, but no. So you guys just squash it quick. You're just like, yeah. I don't know. It's like you'll do something. You're like, okay, this person's trying to set me up, or this person's trying to do something weird. So I now need to behave like this. So there's some strategy when it comes to you guys. So every time, I feel like a lot of people try to put you in problems because there's obviously some jealousy going on. And you're just like, yeah, like, I know what you're trying to do, but I'm not going to fall for the trap. So yeah, that was cute though. It was real cute. You know, I love that. I love it when people can do that. You know, it's amazing. I love when people. And to be fair, before I shuffled all these cards, I think this was my power anyway. To be fair, because I was strongly attracted to the Four of Wands, and I'm literally the same. Like I can actually see when someone's trying to put me in problems. Like they'll do something weird, and then I'm like, oh, that's what you're trying to do, and it's like, oh, okay, but guess what? You slept on the wrong one, because what you're trying to do is not gonna work. And I feel like a lot of you have that ability too. So, and then when people try to do the most, like you're like, huh? I don't know what you're talking. What? It's mad. But people, I feel like people try to run game on you, but it flops. It flops. I love how the card ended. The reading ended with that card. Like, it's mad. Guys, you're popping. You're popping, yeah? Anyways, the whole point is, if you like this video, like, subscribe to my channel. If you like a personal reading, the details are in the description box below. But now I'm going to go to pile number 3. Cool. Pile number 3, we have the 6 of Cups. We have the 6 of Cups. Pile number 3, I feel like people feel like there's a childlike connection with you. Like when I say that, like when you speak to people, some people feel like they've known you for a while, like a while, and it's weird because this is the first time that they're speaking to you. So you make people feel comfortable very quickly when you speak to them. The connections you make with people is very strong. It can be very strong. Some of you, I don't know, some of you might be watching this like, I don't feel that, but I don't know, like from an outside perspective, people feel like it's not really hard to be friends with you, you know, and the connections get quite strong quite quickly. And like people can view you as family kind of quickly as well. Like, oh my gosh, like that's my family. And you may have only known them for like a couple months, and they're talking about, yeah, you're not even really my friend. You're my sister or brother, you know. And you're kind of like, oh, okay, I didn't know you liked me that much, but okay, cool. So yeah, some people feel really attached to you very quickly. Pile number 3. And you just have this sense of harmony. Like you guys may be people that get along with people very quickly, but I mean that was similar to pile number 1, but I think that's just more of their, you know, like being able to converse with people. But with you guys, like you actually make strong connections with people very quickly. And I feel like you guys can be quite agreeable. If you don't know what that means, it's literally like when it could be a good trait and a bad trait. So I mean, the good sides of it is you're not selfish. You're gonna consider other people. You know, you get along with people quite well because it's not, you don't do my way or the highway type of thing. Like you may be like, all right, let's negotiate, or let's come to, you know, an understanding of, you know, what's going on between us and that, you know. It's very 50-50, or I'm going to put aside my pride to sort this and this out with you. So it can be good in that respect, but then it can be kind of bad because when you want to do what you want to do, you might feel like, oh, you know what, that kind of puts my friend or my partner, whoever in a bad situation or predicament, and it doesn't benefit them, so I'll just do what they say then, or I'll just let things be their way. So some people might view you like that as well. So with agreeableness, you just gotta be careful, because you don't want to get taken advantage of, you know. So yeah, I don't know. So there's positives to it and there's negatives. Just for you should know that. But either way, whether it's positive or negative, people can see that quality about you. Okay, then we have the Seven of Swords. So you see, when I was talking about agreeableness, because I'm so sorry, I just don't see the Seven of Swords as like a good card. But let me explain. Like, it's like you will adapt for other people, but you're not really going with what you want to do. And that's where the deception comes in, because the Seven of Swords is about deception and things not being where it actually is. But it's for people know that you're doing it to not be selfish, is for good reasons, but it still puts you at a disadvantage. And you need to be careful, guys, because like, so you see this, I think it's a type of monkey. He's like sipping from the river, but then he has a mask on, and that's you guys, like there's just this mask there. And then it's kind of like, because you guys have this quality, you could attract some people that just aren't very nice, like people that will prey on you, like this lion. I don't really see lions as like a bad animal, but in this reading, because they obviously have prey, you could easily be preyed on by certain people that are bad mind and not very nice, and they know that you will adapt, or you will negotiate, just to benefit them, and you really got to be careful of that, because that's scary, you know what I mean? You don't want to be in that position, because before you know it, like, you'll just end up doing what they say, and then what you say, like, it won't matter, because you've shown them that that's okay, and it's not okay, you know? So there's that. But I'm trying to see how I can read this. Obviously, there's going to be better cards, guys, but this one card, this Seven of Swords, I don't know. And you know what, as well? Some people might feel like they don't actually really know you. And it's weird, because I just said, oh, people feel like they've known you for time. But they're kind of like, you're kind of showing me what I want to see, because you're agreeable. But how are you really, really, though, like really deep inside, you know? So it's like, yeah, cool, I know you in terms of you're behaving like someone I've known for years, in terms of we get along and it's not really an issue. But me knowing you personally, like what you're actually really thinking, because Swords is about thinking, I don't actually know. And that's how some people kind of view, you know. They actually, even though part number 3 agreed with me, I don't think they actually agreed with me, you know, but I think they just don't want to cause problems in our connection. So yeah. So some people actually feel like they don't really, really know you, but you're nice to be around. I don't know, for some, you guys, I'm not going to say that you kind of stroke people's ego without realizing, because you're just very nice to be around. There's no conflict. But as I said, that's good, because people feel comfortable around you, but then it can be kind of bad for you guys if, you attract a narcissistic person, you know? So then we have the Page of Swords reverse. Yeah, so as a Page of Swords, I always kind of see that as someone that's like thinking about an idea, a plan. And when it's reversed, people are kind of like, some people feel like they don't really hear your opinion. See, part number 3, this is getting a bit dread. I really want to say something nice. And the maddest thing is, I think what I am saying is nice, but it's just because you're so nice, it's not really working out for you in terms of like people's perception, because it's giving me, people think they can take the mickey, and I don't like that. I don't like people taking the mickey at my subscribers. I'll get mad. So I don't want to say that. Okay. You know what? Alright, so some people feel like you're not honest about like how you actually feel, and then some people feel like you don't actually have a mind of your own. You just go with what everyone else says or does, or whoever you're with, you just go along with what they do, and you don't actually think about how you feel in this situation. And I don't think that's how you guys are. Like, what I'm kind of picking up is you guys probably have, strong views about certain things, but you don't want to come across as someone that's just not, someone that's problematic or someone that's causing the drama. You don't really want conflict in your life. So you kind of like, so what's the problem with me just like negotiating or just, being fine with someone? But the problem now is like people are starting to think either, you don't really have a mind of your own, or you think stuff, but you're just not brave enough to really say because you don't want problems. So yeah. Then we have the Princess of Wands. Okay, I mean this is a good card, guys. So those three cards were a bit tough. Um, okay, so what? So people feel like you guys are very I would say very attractive, very fun. So you can come up with ideas in terms of, oh, like we should do this or we should do that. Like, do you think that would be fun? Why did I say that? It's kind of like you're asking permission. Like, what? Okay, it's like you'll suggest an idea. Like, why don't we do this? But the way it's coming across is like the person will perceive it like, oh, are you asking me permission if we should do this, instead of you just saying, yeah, let's do this, you know. So there's that. But either way, your ideas are really good, they're really fun, they're very nude, very inventive. um some of you people kind of view as people that, start your own little projects. You have like something going on. Is some of you are currently creating something or doing something, but is in the initial stages, is um is in the early stages basically. And some people feel like you're just known for that, someone that, does new stuff. So it could be literally be a project, but it could be like, you change your style a bit, because she's wearing an interesting outfit, you know what I mean. And so people might feel like in terms of your style, is very, maybe different to how everyone, dresses, or looks like, um, maybe in your area or whoever you hang with. Maybe you dress differently to them. You might do your makeup a different way. You might do your hair a different way. You might wear clothes a bit differently. But it's like it's creative. It's like, yeah, I thought I might mix this with this. So you guys are very creative people. Um, and you just have creative ideas in multiple aspects, maybe when it comes to like group projects, you're like, oh, maybe we should do this and then do this. Even when it comes to work and career, you're like, maybe if I do things this way, then I can get it done a bit quicker. So there's initiative there, you know what I mean. But I think when it comes to actually conversing with people, people are like, why do you not have that same energy, like when it comes to how you think, in terms of like how you think someone's behaving, um, and that. But when it comes to like work or creativity, you're very vocal. So yeah, I don't know. It's like with people, it's like you're a bit more careful. But when it comes to other aspects of your life, the creativity is very, very A1, very good, very interesting. It's very different to people wouldn't have really thought about that because it's a new way of thinking, basically. Okay, cool. Then we have Judgment. So some of you are known to give people second chances. I mean, it's good in the sense of like, if you kind of have a falling out with someone, you're not someone that's like, no, you did this to me, so now it's done. I never want to speak to you again. Like, you don't come across like that. It's like, okay, cool. Like, it didn't really work out, but I will give you a chance to, state your case. I'll give you a chance to explain why you did what you did. And more time is looking like the person just has to say, well, I did this because of this. And you're like, well, okay, I guess it was a misunderstanding, so we can talk again. And I mean, it's nice for people that didn't mean to harm you, because then they're like, oh my gosh, thank goodness, part number 3 gave me another chance. But then, as I said, when it comes to people that, are quite bad mind, they'll take advantage of that, and they think they can. because they're like, yeah, panel three is just gonna give me another chance. So even if I do something disrespectful, it's not really a big deal. It's not like they're gonna cut me out of their life. So there's that. This isn't right. I don't like this. And you know what's so sad? Like, I just feel like everything I've said is actually a good quality, but it's like you guys attract some not nice people because you're a nice person. And it's weird because normally they're like, oh, you attract what you are, right? But I think you guys are so empathetic to the point where you'll let someone disrespect you, but you don't realize it's disrespectful. You know, so I don't know. Or you're like, well, that they didn't mean to do that. Baby girl, baby boy, they did. They did. Stop giving people like 3, 4, 5 chances if that's what you're doing, because after the second chance, they know what they did. If they're gonna mess up the second chance, like at this point, it's just disrespectful, because how many times are you gonna tell someone fix up, you know? But yeah, it's looking like you give chance after chance after chance, and I'm so sorry. But and you know what's weird? Like, I don't want to tell you to stop doing that, but you need to be strategic with who you give second chances to, because you guys do not want to get messed over, you know? You guys might be Scorpios or other water signs. You may even be an air sign. But then we have raw power. Okay, here's where the reason kind of took a turn. So even though some people, no, okay, what? Okay, how am I going to word this? There's a power within you. Now, let me explain that. It takes actually a really strong person to forgive someone. Yeah. Because you're willing to say, you know what, like, I'm going to put my pride aside. I'm going to say, you know what, it is what it is. Let's just start over in it. There's more to life than, you know, holding a grudge and all that. And then people feel like that is actually like a strong power to have, to forgive and to say, let's do a clean slate. Especially the people that are bad mind and try to use you and that, because that's what I'm picking up here. Because they're like, wow, you actually have the power to forgive me and say, okay, cool. When they don't have that, like these negative people, like they're very bitter, and the reason they're attracted to you is because you have that quality of I'm very loving, I'm very caring, and if you mess me over, that's more to do with you, innit? That's nothing to do with me. You don't reflect bad behavior back onto them. You're just kind of like, I'm not really about that, you know? And they admire that quality because that's power in a sense, and they don't have that. So they're just, you know, it's like, for some of you, it's like your own partners are jealous of you. It's really, or if it's not partners, it's like, and when I say partners, I'm not talking about if you guys have healthy ones. I'm excluding them. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about if some of you are blatantly with toxic partners, toxic friends, toxic people. Those toxic people can see power within you. And this is why they always want to be around you, because like it's the way you deal with stuff. Is your positive mindset of, you know what, it is what it is. Let's start again in it. I'm not trying to, you know, be stubborn. You know, because you have that quality. There's just like a lot of power. And I feel I could be wrong. It looks like there's an eagle on his head, and it's like, well, as his head. And you're like, I'm not. I'm very focused in terms of the whole point of our connection is to have a connection. Is to be like, okay, cool, we're gonna be friends, right? So you kind of bringing up this whole drama, not you, but like the person you're speaking to, you kind of bringing up this whole drama and trying to create problems. It makes no sense, because the whole aim of our connection is to have a strong connection. So this is why you guys are kind of like, this is why you guys forgive, because you're like, the whole point is for us to be friends, isn't it? So cool. But there's some people that don't think like that. They don't look at the long-term effect of stuff, or they don't look at the long-term aim. They look at, oh, well, I'm angry now, so yeah, I'm going to disrespect you, you know? So there's power of like, you know, there's power within you where you're just like, there's an aim and there's a purpose of our connection, and I'm not going to throw it away just because you're upset. And that shows power to some respect, you know. It's powerful. Um, some of you may be Leos, because the Princess of Wands and Ra, is he the he is he the god of the sun or something like that? I think so. Correct me if I'm wrong. And Leo rules the sun, so some of you may have Leo in your chart. But guys, I don't know. Just be more strategic with who you forgive, because I don't like. I'm getting this person's too nice, so I'm gonna take the mickey out of them energy, and I don't like that. Then we have Prometheus altruism, and that's exactly what you guys are doing, altruism. And you know why it's reversed? Because if you don't know what altruism is, it's kind of like putting other people's needs before yours, basically. And it's reversed because I think people are like, this person does altruism to the point where, like, as I said, I can take the mickey, you know. And some people that actually aren't, horrible and aren't users, they're concerned, guys. They're kind of like, no, I just don't like how people keep taking the mickey out of pile number 3. It's actually getting on my nerves. So people that actually care about you and are nice, if they're just concerned, they're like, because obviously, like, they're concerned because they're like, I would never disrespect. Because you actually have friends that don't disrespect you. You know what I mean? I feel like for you guys, you have a lot of friends. Some of you, I don't know, you may not, but for a lot of you, I just pick up, you have a lot of friends. And the ones that actually, aren't bad mind, because I feel like some of you, maybe you can't tell the difference or you're just too forgiving. But for the ones that aren't bad mind, they're just like, I'm so concerned for pile number 3, because they just can't be putting other people's needs before theirs all the time. Like, it's not nice. It's not right. So you actually have some people that are quite concerned, but at least those are your actual friends that actually care about you. You know what I mean? Could even be your partner that's like, I'm so tired of this, because some people, like, they have partners that are so loving and kind, and because, like, they're not friends with their partner's friends, they can see when their partner's friends are taking a mickey out of their partner. So, like, it could be a situation like that, and they're like, I'm just so tired of people taking a mickey out of my partner. Like, it's really annoying. Like, that's for some of you that have loving partners. But yeah, then we have the winged seer. You see clearly clairvoyance reverse, and it's reversed, guys, because people are like, why can you not see these bad mind people around you? Why are you so nice? Part number 3. Why? Yeah, like, some people just kind of, this reading's a bit, I don't know, I feel like some of you guys aren't gonna like it, but it had to be said, in it, because you can't be this nice to everyone. Part number 3, like, it's just, no, you will get disrespected, and you don't want to be disrespected. You will become a punching bag, and you don't want that. But anyways, clairvoyance is someone that can kind of, like, how do I explain it? It's all seeing. It's like you can kind of see when something's gonna happen. So this could be in forms of, like, oh, you have a dream and then it happens the next day, or you see, like, an animal and it symbolizes something that's gonna happen later on, or, like, stuff like that. It's all about visually being able to see stuff in other ways than just seeing stuff in general. I don't know how to explain that. Like, is unconsciously seeing stuff. I don't know if I explained that properly, but yeah. Anyways, some people feel like you just don't have that, and they're upset, especially when it comes to people, because on the card it says 12, and then 1 + 2 is 3. So, and I think that's got to do with, like, cooperation and working together and even communication. And they're just like, you might be someone that likes to see the best in people. You guys are so lovely. You guys, how do I say this? You guys are like these really loving people that were put into this world. Because I'm gonna tell you, there's some people that are not nice here. You guys are really loving, and unfortunately, it's like you don't know how to balance. You don't know not when to be mean, but when to not to let everyone have your energy, basically. And some people kind of like, yeah, you just don't see. You don't see when you're around narcissistic people, sociopaths, horrible people. You don't see when they're around you. You don't see the red flags. You always think it's a misunderstanding, when no, they're actually really dread. And some people just like that, and they'll always be like that. They don't want to change. That's their business. But you don't have to associate yourself with people like that. And that's how some people that care about you think. And obviously the people that aren't very nice, they're like, yeah, I could take the mickey. Pile number 3 doesn't even see that I'm taking the mickey, you know? So you gotta be careful. Then you have strangely lonely, holding on way too tight, reversed. And I think it's reversed because maybe, yeah, I'm getting you guys are holding on way too tight to connections to the point where it's unhealthy. Some people, if they're disrespectful and they keep disrespecting you, they gotta go. They're not worth your time. Sorry. Why should you be loving and caring to certain people? I'm not saying like cast them out or disrespect them, but just remove your loving energy from them, because like you, all it's gonna do is just depress you and upset you. You don't have. If someone can't appreciate your loving energy, then you just need to move from them. Because I'm telling you guys, I've done that, and you see, my life improved so much when I removed myself from bad mind people. So I feel like you guys need to learn how to do the same, because it's not right. Like, you guys are really sweet. You shouldn't be around people like this. Yeah, you're just holding on way too tight. Some people, they gotta go. They gotta go, guys. And I think you know deep down who I'm talking about. Okay. 1 + 7 is 8. Yeah. You know what as well? Ooh, some of you holding on to people, yeah, that are messing up your money. They're messing with your money. Some of you, like, maybe you're supporting people, certain people financially, and they're not even trying to improve their own financial situation. So I'm telling you, they're just using you like for your money. So that's for some of you, and then for some of you is these people are stopping you from getting financial opportunities. Just thought you should know that. So anyone you kind of can, and you know how you can tell, like, there's some people where like you're like, oh my gosh, like I just got presented with opportunities to make money. Oh, well, you're not really good at that, so I don't think you should really do that. It's manipulation tactics like that can stop you from. Some people, they want you to spend time with them 24/7, and in that time you could have been making money. You know what I mean? So that's other ways people can mess up your financial situation. So it's not as black and white as it appears. So just be careful. And some people, I'm telling you right now, some people are only friends with you because of your money situation. Yeah, I said it. It's dread. It's cold out here in these streets, but that's sometimes what it is as well. So gotta be careful. Sometimes it's not literally money. Sometimes it's, maybe you have a nice house, maybe, I don't know. It's like they're trying to use you for some sort of financial gain, some of your friends, because they're not really, some of your friends that you're with, they're not your friends. I'm telling you that right now. So I don't know what you're going to do, pile number 3, but like, that was a personal message, and unfortunately, this is how some people are looking at you, and the ones that care about you is coming across as kind of pity, because they're just like, nah, you can't be this nice. It's just too much. And then some people that are using you, because that's really sad. They're like, yeah, I can take the mickey out, pile number 3. They'll let me. So, oh gosh, if you like this video, like, subscribe to my channel. If you like a personal reading, the details are in the description box below. Bye, guys.